Well, it's kind of unusual for me to come to you myself. Usually I'm videotaping something else while I'm doing this Hot Fudge Sunday. Uh, just walking around, maybe videotaping something in the church or something outside, something more exciting, I guess, to look at than my mug. But today I decided to do something a little different with this Hot Fudge Sunday because this is a big one. Today, the congregation met right after worship and they voted to approve the new vision and the new mission. And I don't think I had a doubt that they were going to approve it because there were so many people involved in the process. And when you have a congregation of about 25 people, by the time you get to this point, you've only got one or two that weren't really a part of the whole process in some way, shape, or form. And so I had a feeling that that it was going to pass, but it's nice to have it official and in the books now. And so our new vision is to be a church that unchurched people love to attend. This new vision is based on the study that we did of the book Deep and Wide by Andy Stanley and his ministry at North Point Community Church up in Atlanta. And that's just something that really spoke to us. And we feel that God is leading us to be a different kind of congregation, a different kind of church than what is normal. One of the things that came up out of the meeting is that several people had questions like, so what do we do next? What are we going to do? What is this going to look like? And we don't have those answers. The only answer that we do have is we have the roadmap. Kind of liken it to programming your end destination in your GPS. You know you want to get from here to Taiwan, and the GPS will get you there, but you still have to travel. And during that travel, not sure really which road you're going to take. You don't know how the weather is going to be. You don't know where you have to avoid a storm or maybe where there's going to be an accident and you'll have to detour. Those are the kind of things that we're going to experience along the way in the journey. But the one thing that we will know is we will know where we're going. And so we'll always have a point for analysis. We'll always have a point for figuring out, are we doing a good job? Are we having wins? Are we successful? And the way we'll know that is if there are unchurched people that are coming into the life of this congregation who are exploring and journeying with us, who are coming and asking their questions. If this church is filled with people who maybe haven't made a decision yet, and the jury's still out for them, but they're wrestling with it. They're asking questions. They're coming to find something deeper. They're coming to find that step number one on the journey to be. They know there's more to life, but they're looking for what that more is. If we have people like that around, then we are going to be successful. If we look around and we don't have anybody like that around, then we know that we're not living into our vision, and we've got to retool, we've got to redesign, we've got to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what can we do differently? And so that's what a vision will help us to do. And it's hard for some people because of the fact that many people have never been a part of a church that had a vision, other than the vision of keeping the doors open. Many people have been a part of dying churches all their lives, churches that have been hurting all their lives, churches that are not vital, churches who are just basically going through the motions. By the way, that's next week's message, going through the motions. And so they don't know what it's like to be a part of something vital, something that's relevant, and something that's making meaning and bringing transformation to people's lives. And so that's what we're going to start to work on. And it's going to be from the bottom up. We have to change everything. We have to change the way we do worship, to change the way we think about church. Right now, church is Sunday morning from a certain time to a certain time, and that's it. We need to be thinking about church in a different way. We need to be thinking about how we reach out there in that shiny area, that sunshiny area out there. How we reach out there to people who are living their lives, and they're looking for meaning, they're looking for purpose. They're in step number one of their journey to be. And Jesus is really just one other option. It's one of many options, and they're open probably to looking into it, but they're not sold on it. It's not something where someone wakes up and says, well, I need meaning, I need purpose, I got to go to church. That's just one option now. And so we have to understand that we live in a post-Christian culture, and we are only one option of many. We're the best option, but yet we haven't operated and we haven't functioned like that. In fact, we have kind of gotten our panties all in a bunch because of the fact that we get mad because people don't come to church anymore. We get mad because people don't believe in Jesus anymore, like as if it was something bad that they were doing. Well, the reason why they don't believe in Jesus, the reason why they don't come to church, is because they don't see any meaning in it. They don't see any purpose in it. They don't see any relevance in it. And so, as a church, to be a church that unchurched people love to attend, we've got to bring that back. Justin Timberlake brought the sexy back. We got to bring the meaning and the relevance back. And we've got to help people to understand that in order for them to really have a complete life, for them to find the peace that they've been seeking, Jesus is the answer. And we've got to help them to figure that out. Don't know quite how we're going to do that, but that's what we're going to do, because that's our new official vision, and that is to be a church that unchurched people love to attend. All right, I think that kind of covers the basis for this week. So next week, tune in again for another episode of Hot Fudge Sunday to find out what God is doing in our midst. Until then, may this week have a great you. We'll see you soon.